What's up guys, Silver Warrior here, and in this video I just wanted to discuss precious metal investing on a tight budget. And I thought it was kind of important around the holidays to talk about this because a lot of people are probably spending a lot of money on gifts for others. Therefore, it can be very tough around this time to be able to really allot any money towards precious metals if you already were stacking on a pretty tight budget. So I figured I would just make this video and hopefully help you out a little bit. Essentially, the biggest thing I can say is really just don't waste money. And I mean, this just goes across all aspects of precious metals. Particularly, though, don't waste money on premiums. If you, let's say, like, if you can afford, $50 or like $50 to $60 a month, right? You can either buy a gram of gold or 3 ounces of silver there each month. I mean, realistically speaking, what is going to be the better purchase? I would say you're going to pay less in premiums on the 3 ounces of silver than you are on the gram of gold, because anything that's really fractional, you're going to be paying a higher premium on. So you're going to be getting a little bit more metal for your money if you were to go with the whole ounce bars of silver as opposed to the fractional gold. So, I mean, I'm not one of those people that says if you can't afford an ounce of gold at a time, you shouldn't invest, because I think that's unrealistic. I don't think most people can afford an ounce of gold at a time. But like a gram of gold, as opposed to 3 ounces of silver, just to me, it seems that you're going to get a little bit more value out of that 3 ounces of silver. And then also, just going on with premiums, like, don't waste money on coins like this, because you're going to be paying such a ridiculous premium on them in relation to coins like this. At the end of the day, if you are on a really tight budget, your biggest goal should probably be just accumulating as much metal as possible. You shouldn't really be worrying too much about building some kind of crazy set, simply because those sets cost a lot of money to build. And thus, I just would say that the most beneficial thing to you would be, therefore, accumulating the most metal possible and just trying to have the most buying power possible in metals, hedge yourself against inflation as best as possible, as opposed to worrying about some crazy deals, or rather some crazy coins you think you can flip and get a great deal on. Because that most of the time, that's a lot more complicated, a lot more difficult than you might think. And that doesn't mean, if you stumble across like some kind of amazing deal, and everything's legitimate with it, the coin's authentic or the bar or whatever, and you have the chance to make some money, then sure, go for it. But what I'm saying is, don't think about, oh, well, I'm going to buy, like, let's say back in 2014, I'm going to buy these 2014 Pandas, and then I'm going to sell them in 2019. I'm going to wait 5 years and sell them, because at that point you're speculating, and you don't really have an insane amount of money to be speculating with. I mean, obviously you can follow certain trends with certain graded bullion and see it goes up in value every year after year, but realistically speaking, that's never really guaranteed, for one. And for two, can you really afford to be holding it for that many years before you get to sell it for a marginal increase in value? A lot of the bullion coins that make insane amounts of money are kind of unexpected. It's kind of just out of nowhere. They'll go up insanely in value. For some reason, the demand will increase very rapidly for these coins. So if you're trying to make any serious money, you really do have to kind of speculate. And like I said, that's just probably not the best thing for you. The best thing is going to be accumulating the most silver possible. But that's really all there is to say about it. Just don't really waste money on different things. Particularly, though, don't waste money on premiums. Don't be buying, especially not fractional silver. Like, that's ridiculous. Like those 1 gram silver bars. I mean, what is really the point of that? A single gram of silver, the premium you're going to be paying on that, I mean, you're probably going to be paying double what the actual piece is worth. And people, like, they're willing to pay that much for it. And it's just not a worthwhile investment for you. I mean, if you're in a position where you can only buy a gram of silver at a time, then I would really recommend focusing on being able to allot a little bit more money. Check out your budget, see what can be cut, and if nothing, then just try to focus on being able to save money over time, as opposed to trying to buy a gram of silver at a time, because that's just going to be absolutely detrimental to your stacking. But yeah, that's all I really have to say on the topic. I do hope you enjoyed the video. That is it for this one. Peace.